I just would like to show this sentence that Bionic Dance, these two sentences that Bionic Dance wrote this morning to our friend Matthew4Nineteen. And here's the reply that she got from this person. My video is about this. It's about the reply from Matthew4Nineteen.
Hello, Matthew4Nineteen. This is me trying to make a message for you, kind of like you made a message for Bionic Dance. Actually, a couple of them. So, you know, I've understood from various things that I've read that you've been a Christian for 5 whole years. Wow, you're like a big boy now, aren't ya? Put a little birthday cake out, put 5 candles on, and give you a happy birthday to the big birthday boy birthday card. Woohoo! Yeah, 5 years you've been a Christian. And what did you do? Did you take a how to be an apologist class on the internet? Because that's kind of how it seems from listening to you, that you've taken some kind of online course on how to talk the talk of an apologist and get all those little pat answers that they say. In fact, the whole "have you ever told a lie" bit that I think I saw in one of your, as the paragraph under one of your videos. I think I've seen that before. It's been used before. You ever told a lie? Ooh, that means you're a sinner and you're gonna go to hell. Oh no! I'm gonna go to hell? Because I told the lie. I told the lie. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to hell. What do I do? What do I do? Help me, you've gotta help me. Help me, please. Oh, Matthew4Nineteen. You don't know how scared I am. I'm so scared. I don't want to burn in hell forever. You've got to save me from your God. You've got to do something. Tell me what I need to do. Yeah, I saw that you made that little threat to Bionic Dance, speaking of hell. Oh yeah, the "you'll be sorry one day" little bit. Yeah, isn't it funny how it always comes down to the threats and bullying of people in the end. Oh, well, we can't put on the fake love to get them to get those extra brownie points in heaven. So if we can't win them with love, we're going to win them with threats of hellfire. If you don't love God, bad things will happen. It's true. Really bad things. Have you ever seen a chicken on a spit over a fire, you know? Turning slowly over a fire, and the juices start to well up on the skin and trickle down the skin, and slowly the skin starts to turn golden, and then it kind of gets this dry texture, and then it starts to get brown, and you touch it and it kind of doesn't feel like skin anymore. It's got that kind of, you know, and then you start to smell the aroma of cooking flesh. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to you because you don't believe in God, and I've done a shitty ass job of convincing you too. And because I haven't been able to convince you, and you're purposely not believing me, you're going to go to hell. You're going to be just like that chicken on the spit, turning slowly. Except you will be alive to feel every tiny flicker of fire underneath your body as you slowly turn. And you will, every time your face comes down to where the fire is, you will be screaming, your eyes will melt. And your hair will go poof. And still you'll be rotating and getting crispy. And far in the distance you will hear all of us Christians celebrating and singing praises to the God who's doing this to you, who's torturing you forever. We will be praising him. We will be praising his name while he tortures you and tortures you and tortures you, because he made you so that you couldn't believe, and he never put in your path what it takes for you to believe either. Obviously, I wasn't what it takes, because I failed miserably to get you to believe. So, too bad for you, too bad. So sad you're going to hell. I tried. I did. I tried my best to talk sense into you. I've been a Christian for 5 whole years. That makes me quite the authority on this religion. I know everything. Actually, all I know really is what they told me in apologist school, because I sincerely don't really think that God killed a bunch of babies. And if you ask me that point blank, did God kill a bunch of babies? I'm going to say that's not my God that did that. That's not my God. That's a different interpretation of the Bible. There's a whole bunch of them, and my interpretation is the right one. And you are talking about something else completely, and it's not mine, so it's not valid. And if you ask me a question like, why does God need a human sacrifice? Well, you shouldn't ask such a dumb question, because, that's just a bad question. Did you know that there's such a thing as bad questions? Did you? There is. And that's like the worst question you could have ever asked me, Bionic Dance. There, how do you like that? Was that a good impersonation of you, Matthew4Nineteen? Did I do good? This is kind of what I think of you. This is kind of how you seem to me. You don't seem like, you seem like an apologist who's spit polished. You went to school. You know just what to say. You got all the little spiels down. Don't interrupt me, because I'm having my say now. Pull a string. But you don't seem to have the basics. When I had been a Christian for 5 years, I would have been 17 years old. So, yeah, I look at somebody who says that they've been a Christian for 5 years, and I'm like, okay. And it just seems to me rather presumptuous of you. Is that the right word? Walking around acting like you are the big authority on the religion, and like your interpretation is the one, and everybody else's interpretation's complete garbage. And but what's more important about being a Christian than having the right interpretation is knowing the spirit of it. See, I'm not a Christian anymore, but I had an understanding for the spirit of what I thought it was, and I still have that. Because what I found in the end is it doesn't take God to be a good person. It doesn't take God. You need to work on that a little bit. You have the apologist role down pretty good. But the level of sincerity is completely not there. It's just not there. And there's no caring, there's no consideration for who your audience is or where they've come from. There's no human there. There's just this pull the string doll. There's no person there. You're lacking in that. And speaking as somebody who used to be a Christian, if you want to be an effective witness for what you're trying to pull off, that's the biggest thing. That's not the least thing. That's the biggest thing. That's the most important thing of all. The understanding and compassion, the humanity. The empathy. You can blather and preach till you're blue in the face, but people see fake in you. I saw this thing that this person wrote on that latest video of yours about how you seem fake. Exactly. What you did, wrangling up a bunch of atheists just so you can go back to your pals and say, I was brave. I was able to take on 8 atheists all at the same time. Give me major brownie points. Score! And I won. Atheists failed! Yeah! Because I had the last word. That's inconsiderate what you did. It's inconsiderate and rude what you did. You know, they were on your turf, and you had them captive. The majority of them sat there and stared at you while you did your little preaching, and didn't say a word because they were being courteous. They were being polite. A couple people pulled the plug because they were angry by the fact that you had deceived them into being there so you could do just what you did. And I would have been, if I had been there, I probably would have been a little bit, well, I at the least I would have also left. I might have made a few snide comments because that's just me. But the majority of the atheists there in that little talk sat there and just let you have your thing because they were being courteous. See, that's showing respect for somebody. That's what they were doing for you. They were showing you respect and consideration. They were being courteous. They were being polite. As an actor, if you do improv and you're up on stage and you're trying to get the audience to connect with what you're doing, you pay attention to your audience, and you're trying to do comedy and you're doing improv, and if they're not laughing at whatever skit you're doing, you don't keep doing it. You do so, you cut it short and move on to something else that they might think is funny. That's because you have a connection with your audience. See, you don't do that. You are completely oblivious, actually putting up a wall, shutting off the reactions of the people around you while you talk. Totally cutting the connection so you can talk. Get those important words out there. Who cares what people are, how the reactions are, who cares what the feelings are, or what you're causing other people to think, or whatever, or how you're presenting. You need to learn to be a good person. Christianity is just a religion. You don't need to have God to be a good person, but you do need to be a good person to be a good Christian. If you don't care about people, if you don't care about other people's feelings, if you don't care about showing respect for other people and being polite and courteous and considerate for other people, then you're really not a very good person, and you're going to make a really lousy Christian. So my thought is, rather than work so hard on preaching to everybody and stepping on people's toes and being rude and obnoxious and turning people off the religion and pissing people off in general, work on being a better person. Work on, you're a baby Christian. Let the Spirit, drink the Spirit in. Let it work in you. Let it make you be whatever it is. Before you walk around and try to represent something that you're unable to represent right, because you're not. You're not it. You're just a mouthpiece. You're just a doll with a string behind you. You're talking the talk, dude. You're not walking the walk. I don't believe that it takes a I don't believe you have to be a Christian to walk the walk. I don't believe it takes God to walk the walk. People can be good people or bad people. But you want to be a good Christian. So first you have to be a good person. This is my advice to you. And I guess that's what I wanted to say. I wasn't going to say anything more about you on my videos. But after the comments I saw today, and what you said to Kate, pulling out the threats of hell card, that was like the final straw for me. I'm like, okay, so you're just as bad as all the other trolls on the internet, on YouTube. You're not any better than any of the other trolls. And yet you're trying to come across like you're a mature Christian, and you're not. You're an immature little baby Christian with a really loud voice. And you're giving everybody a really bad feeling and a really bad taste in their mouth. And if you really want to be an I can tell that you want to be a preacher, you want to be a missionary or whatever the hell. If you really want to do that and be effective, I suggest you step back and learn how to be a good person before you start going after people's jugular. So, that's all. Thanks for watching if you have. Bye.